Panerai has always been one of the most divisive watch brands from day one. Collectors either really love them or really hate them. There seems to be no middle ground. It offered everything one looks for in a luxury watch that does much more than simply tell the time. Romanticized heritage, instantly recognizable design from a mile away, and an innovative technical feat that put the brand on the map. But like many historically important watch brands that aren't as hyped as they once were, Panerai still makes some decent watches. Let's talk about them. If you're looking for a next watch, check out Swiss Connection watches for new or pre-owned watches with new arrivals every week. Thanks. If you think about it, there aren't that many original icons in the watch world, or at least none that have remained relatively unchanged or copied a million times over. There were divers like the 50 Fathoms and the Submariners that essentially created the blueprint for almost every dive watch that came after since the 50s. Then there were the Flieger watches with their large onion-shaped crowns and legible numerals, but they too have become sort of obsolete, with most tool watches favoring the more wearable field watch design than the World War II pilot watch aesthetics. But Panerai, since the early 20th century, has remained unlike anything else even to this day, nor has any other watch been able to replicate it, both in functional tech nor its rather strange design codes. A quick recap. Panerai was founded in 1860 in Florence by Giovanni Panerai, who opened a watch shop selling watches and nautical equipment. For decades, a major clientele for these instruments was the Italian Royal Navy, and in the 1930s, Panerai, in its watch division, had its first breakthrough with the Radiomir. You see, the Navy required a luminous, robust watch for its combat swimmers, which Panerai was able to deliver. The first Radiomir was a 47mm timepiece with a cushion case, wire lugs, unique for the time sandwich dial with a radium base, and a Rolex pocket watch movement beating inside. Later, in the 40s, the Radiomir case would evolve into an even more robust design with integrated lugs instead of wire lugs. Then, in the 60s, they continued that success with the Luminor, an evolution of the Radiomir, swapping out the radium-based luminous paint for a safer tritium-based paint, which gave it the name Luminor, and also more importantly, implemented the innovative crown protection system that has become synonymous with the brand name. The crown guards also allowed the Luminor to go from 30 meters of water distance on the Radiomirs to up to 200 meters on the Luminor. An impressive technical innovation for the time, as it didn't need the crown to be screwed in, instead requiring the operation of the lever on the crown guard to ensure its water resistance. Since then, Panerai has become one of the most iconic and recognizable watch brands in the world. Although the hype around them has settled in recent years, they still have made some incredible timepieces. In 2017, Panerai celebrated the Radiomir with the launch of the PAM 687, a 1,000-piece faithful recreation of the original Radiomir that they supplied to the Italian Royal Navy. It retains the historically correct 47mm case size, with 30 meters of water resistance, wire lugs, the onion crown, and even the plexiglass crystal similar to the original Radiomir. There are subtle design cues that differentiate this from the original, which does include the 12-sided bezel with the engraved text, a proud proclamation for the patent for the Radiomir. This particular model features modern recreations of the tropical dial. While tropical dials are simply a result of natural aging, in this instance, it is done through a specialized process of deliberate discoloration to emulate the vintage feel of the watch. Even the original radium-based lume has been swapped out for a faux patina superluminova-based lume to mimic the appearance of aged radium luminous paint, giving it an authentic Radiomir look without being, deadly and all. Powering the PAM 687 is the in-house manual wind Calibre P.3000, offering 3 days of power reserve and a quick set hour hand feature to adjust the time, a handy function when traveling. To this day, the PAM 687 remains to be a cult classic, a watch that narrates the story of the Radiomir through its uniquely charming design. In 2016, Panerai launched a special edition set of 2 watches. Inspired by models they made for Sylvester Stallone, the PAM 786 Luminor. The set is inspired by the 1996 models made for Stallone and were often known as the Slytech models. And one of those two watches is the Daylight model that I have here, and is based on the watch Stallone wore in the film Daylight. The watch was not exactly a production piece, only a few prototypes were made for the film, and this is a faithful recreation. It comes in a 44mm stainless steel case with a milky white dial and blue hands and markers. What strikes me the most about this piece is the dial and how it makes the watch stand out as compared to the more stealthy black dial Luminors, giving it more of an urban white sneaker vibe. Beating inside is the in-house manual wind Calibre P.3000, boasting an impressive 8-day power reserve thanks to the twin mainspring barrels. With 300 meters of water distance and that powerful movement inside, you can beat this watch up without worrying too much. The Luminor format is arguably the most recognizable one, with a unique design that combines the vintage cushion case with a retro-futuristic crown protecting system. It is the quintessential Panerai, the design you think of when you hear the name Panerai. But if, like me, these two are too big for your slim wrists, the Submersible Verde Militare might be the one for you. It comes in a variable 42mm stainless steel case and features a matte military green dial with luminous indexes and a unidirectional steel bezel with 5-minute interval markers. Unlike the crown guard on the previous Luminor, which in that case is more of a design feature, the Submersible features the actual revolutionary crown guard that Panerai patented, allowing the watch to have up to 300 meters of water distance. Powering the Submersible is the in-house automatic Calibre P.9000, which features a power reserve of 3 days. It is one of Panerai's slimmest calibers, allowing it to fit into this smaller case size. The Submersible provides you with the heritage aesthetics and innovation of Panerai in a modern professional dive watch format, but to me, it's also that bridge that gaps between the big ultra bold designs of the classic Panerais and the more modern divers of today. It does let go of its Paneristic appeal, but it's not as loud or attention-grabbing as the big boys. While the hype for Panerai has subsided, the brand has one element that many brands strive for, and that is authentic, original identity. And while these were never cheap, you can actually find good deals in the pre-owned market with some of the older models like these that still perpetuate the heart and soul of the brand whilst looking modern and not dated. Let us know what you think of Panerai and which of these would you pick. Visit Swiss Connection Watches for more exceptional watches. Also do subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more. Thanks.